Hi, everybody. Let's work the Pacificus stitch together. This is actually a traditional Shetland bead stitch. It's one of my favorite lace stitches, and I've been using it in a few designs lately. You can either work from the chart or the written instructions. That is totally up to you. Some people find working from charts is easier. Some people like working from written instructions more. The thing to remember if you're working from a chart is that odd number sorry, silly me. Odd number rows are read from the right to the left, and even number rows are read from the left to the right. This is garter stitch lace, so you'll be knitting stitches whether you're on the right side or wrong side row. If you get confused reading the chart, just know that you can look at the written instructions and that will help you keep track of where you are. All you have to do for the chart is look at the key, which is up above the chart in your pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into knitting rows 1 and row 2 with you. All right, you guys, I have 21 stitches on my needles, which means I'm going to be repeating the red box on the pattern 2 times across. If you haven't worked this stitch before and you want to practice it, I suggest casting on 21 stitches and playing around a little bit by working that red box twice instead of for all of the stitches on your sleeve. So I'm starting with row 1 and I'm going to knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 3, yarn over, center double decrease, yarn over, knit 3, and I'll show you that center double decrease a little more closely on this next one. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to slip 2 stitches knitwise together, I'm going to knit 1 and pass those 2 slip stitches over, and that is a center double decrease. And now I'm going to yarn over, knit 3, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, and knit 1. And that is row 1. And now I'm on to row 2 of the pattern. And remember, this is garter stitch lace, so I'm going to knit back, but when you're looking at the chart on row 2, that is a slip, slip, knit, and that is a knit 2 together. So you're working opposite what you worked on the previous row. So we're going to do a knit 2, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2. And that is row 2. I want to talk to you guys about a few tricks and tips about this stitch before I work rows 3 and 4 for you, because you might notice them. Here's a few things. One is I like to think of this pattern as working in threes. There's kind of like 3 actions that happen in a time, and they're always repeated. So you can get kind of into this like 3, 3, 3 rhythm as you get into it. Your stitch count is always the same for row to row. So if you're somebody who likes to check in and count your stitches in between the markers for the lace stitch, your stitch count shouldn't change. If you have 1 too many stitches, you might have an extra yarn over. And if you have 1 too few stitches, you might have missed a yarn over. So those are the things to look for. Next, stitch markers really don't work with this stitch because on row 3, the center double decrease happens over the repeat line. So you might have stitch markers in place for rows 1 and 2, and then think that something's wrong with your pattern for row 3, but it's that your stitch marker is in the way of the center double decrease. And 4, if you go to work a center double decrease and there's a yarn over that's part of the centered double decrease, something is not right. Centered double decreases are always worked over 3 plain knit stitches. So now knowing all of those things, let's go ahead and work row 3. First, I'm going to knit 3, then I'm going to make a yarn over, and now I'm at a centered double decrease, and you can see that's happening to 3 knit stitches right here. So that's easy. Now I'm going to do a yarn over, and now I'm at my next 3, so you can see this theme of 3s right here. Yarn over, centered double decrease, yarn over, knit 3, yarn over, centered double decrease, yarn over, knit 3. And now you're on row 4. And row 4 is very, very similar to row 2. And I want to show you a trick here as we get into it. I'm going to knit 2, and now I've got to knit 2 together. That first stitch of the knit 2 together is a yarn over from the previous row, and that is correct. And now I'm going to do a yarn over, knit 1, yarn over. And now I have a slip, slip, knit, knit 1, knit 2 together. The slip, slip, knit, that first stitch of the slip, slip, knit is a yarn over. That is correct. And now I'm going to knit 1. And that second, this knit 2 together, that first stitch right there of the knit 2 together, also a yarn over. It's actually the second stitch on the needle, but it's the first stitch you go into. Now I'm going to yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and now slip, slip, knit. First stitch you go into is a yarn over, knit 1, and now I'm going to do a knit 2 together, and the first stitch I go into is a yarn over also. Knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 2, whoops, of course that happens right at the end right there, slip, slip, knit, and then knit the last 2 stitches. And that is the first 4 rows. It's actually the 4-row repeat of the Pacificus stitch, and you can see those little beads building right there. So this isn't the easiest stitch to rip back if you have a problem, but it does have a great flow to it, which I just tried to show you. And I think as you work it, you'll start to get quite confident with it. One thing that can really help is lifelines. I'll give you a link for Lifeline. So if you've never used a lifeline before, you can play around with that. Okay? Have fun.